The highest gossip we have in this life are spirits. There is nothing they cannot tell you. A guy told me that in Pump and Play. Ezewanyi, them all of them be a shower. If you go to the river to ask for a child and the river gives you that child, your thanksgiving should be at the river. You go back there with thanks. If you pray to God for a child, God gives you a child. You go to the church for thanksgiving. That is how it's been done. So many people have put themselves into problem.
Does that mean you acknowledge that there's power in Christianity?
Yes.
From the horse's mouth is an outlet for people that have unbelievable stories. Stories that can be classified as supernatural. Today we have Ezewanyi Ikema here with me. Thank you so much for honoring me and coming to share your stories with us.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
First of all, I would like to start by asking you to share what your growing up was like, your background. Family, religion, and family practice, and how that influenced you, and what you currently practice right now. I'd like you to talk me through the whole process.
All right. Well, while growing up, my grandfather, being a native doctor, the father of my mother, and then my grandmother being the mother of my mom, she do attend Anglican church. While my father, the mother happened to be an Ezewanyi, but the dad an idol worshipper. So the both families had the same thing going. So but when my mom gave birth to me, according to her and my grandparents, that she gave birth to me with a dreadlock. Being that she doesn't like it, she cut it off, saying that she don't know what kind of a child will come out with dreadlock. That even if I'm supposed to have it, that it should be while growing up, not coming out of her womb with dreadlock on my head. That's mysterious. She cut it the first one. After a week, it came out as it was before. She cut it again, and then the third one, she still cut it. But since then, it never grew up. So, but then I almost lost my life. That was when my grandfather, being the native doctor, took me in, placed me in a shrine. So that was where I was staying for some months while I was still a baby. So just like that place was somehow like an incubator. So that was where I stayed, and then growing up, I started seeing myself, every now and then whenever he has some work to do for people, he'll always put white cloth on me, asking me to, help him out in some things, like maybe if he's back from the bush, I'll be the one to wash the roots, the herbs. If there are some to be dried under the sun, I'll do the drying. Those to be soaked, I'll soak it. Those to be cooked, I'll cook it. But my mom never liked it for one bit. She never supported it. Likewise, my grandmother. But being the man that he is, being the head of the family, he never gave a damn about it. He continued, bringing me up in that way.
You mentioned cutting your dreadlocks and almost losing your life.
Yeah.
Was that as a consequence of the dreadlock being cut?
Yes, dreadlock, they have spirit behind it. So even if you don't like it, and even if you want to take it out, you first of all appease the spirit. So in the spirit world, you get to see some of the spirits with dreadlock. Not all spirits. You get to see them. And they tend to be the most powerful. Okay? So even if they were supposed to cut it, they were supposed to do some appeasement before cutting it off. So with so doing, you would not have a problem. But whereby you did not appease the spirit, you just go cut it off like that, definitely the spirit will come back.
So since you've been practicing, can you share some of the stories of like an experience you've had that you say, yeah, this is like out of the ordinary, this is not something that's ordinary? I know there was a time you told me, when I interviewed you the first time, you told me a story of you seeing visions and getting told stuff by things outside of our understanding.
Yes.
And can you share some of those stories with us?
Yeah, sure. Like I would start of recent, like in my compound, there is a girl. So I just saw her and I looked at her and I was like, you're a water girl. She was like, wow, she has had passion for it, this and that, but nobody to coach her, nobody to do this and do that. Then I told her that you being a water girl, you don't...
What does that mean? What does a water girl mean?
Like somebody from the waters.
Can you explain more? Like, does that mean she's a mermaid that's manifested in a physical realm, a physical form? Or does that mean, what does that mean?
Like when they say this is a water girl, they call you Mommy Water. Meaning that you're from the water. Like me now, they can call me Obanji. You call me Mommy Water. Fine, I'm from the water.
So where else can someone be from? If you're not from the water, where else can you be from?
Well, if you're not from the water, you can be from the earth.
The earth.
Which we call Ajani. Or you can be from the wind, which we call Ikuku. Or you can come from the fire element. Okay? That's where we get Anyanwu from. So everybody is not from water.
So what do those signify like something? What do they signify? So without that, it's like a problem for you.
So without my bracelet, most of the times, it's not a problem. And then sometimes it is some sort of support when your own natural strength isn't enough. It's like a support to you. But I can still go without it. I can still go around without the bracelet. I can still wear it. Okay? But the bracelet, in essence, is just some sort of symbol that make you different from other people.
Okay, so are these bracelets, are they like consecrated?
Yes, they are. I do get some signs. Maybe the road is not good. Maybe there are some criminals down the road. Is it that it gets hot?
Your bracelets?
Yes. I won't go through that road. Or probably there is danger, either to my family or to my loved ones. I'll still get a sign.
It gets hot.
It will not get hot. It will drag my skin. So that you know that this one is somebody close to me. So you see it now. And then even with them on, even if I match any poison or whatsoever, I'll only feel it that there is something I stepped on. But it's not going to react the way the person that intended it to react. And I will just feel, the thing going from my toes to my knee, from my knee going down. Unless I do, some cleansing and some work on myself to just go off like that.
Apart from hearing voices, have you seen, I don't know if I should call them spirits. These, what did you call it? Call her it came in Nemiri.
If I've seen her.
No, not Nemiri, not specifically Nemiri, but have you come across have you seen like stuff like a physical manifestation of Like these spirits that speak to you. Have you seen any physical one? Say you see it, it's audio and or like it's visual and audiovisual. Like you see it and you hear it.
Yes, I have. Like I've seen my mother goddess. I've seen her.
What's a mother goddess?
That's the one that talks to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Like comes into your house or
She comes.
not in your mind's eye, like you see them.
No. I've seen her.
How
I've
often
seen
does
her
she
once.
visit you?
Once I saw her.
You only saw her once. Were
And
you
then
an
every
adult?
other time
Were you a
I
child?
see her, maybe except through the mirror, maybe when I call her, or probably through water when I evoke her spirits. But that is only when I have something serious, something very, powerful that I cannot handle on my own. That's when I evoke her out. But apart from that one, I've seen her one-on-one. When she came to talk to me, that was like when I was having some kind of challenges and doubts in this my work. When you have a Christian family, everybody pastor, pastress, evangelists, apostles, like my dad apostle, my mom a pastor. So you're like the black sheep of the family. So whenever you go to the family, rejection all over the place. So I was like, I want to know, what is this that do talk to me? What is this that do show me things? Even in the dream, even physical. What are you? I want to really know you. I want to know what I'm serving. I want to even know, in fact, where I'm heading to. Okay, see what I'm getting from my family, see what I'm getting from my loved ones. So, aside my family now, which other backup do I have? At least I need to know. And you see today, I really want to know. So I think that day I was really angry that day. So that was when she came to me. She appeared just like her real self.
So your mother goddess, what's the mother goddess?
Like you have mother goddess in the river. Okay? Before this life, there is a life which you were in before this one. You only needed your parents as a passage to access this world. Okay? So that's it. That's how it's like.
So your mother goddess is basically your mother from the other world, or
Yes.
from the other world?
Yes.
So how is she able to manifest? Yeah.
She can.
But she's like a higher being.
Yes. She will appear. Spirits are higher than we humans. Your powers are limited once you're in a human body. But once you remain a spirit, your power is also high. But once as a human being is limited, there are limits to things you can do as a human being. Even as an Ezewanyi or Ezewoke or a herbalist, whatever, there are limits to what you can do because of the human body. Because every now and then we commit one sin or the other. So that limits our power, unlike the spirits.
What's the most supernatural thing you've experienced a human do? Like an Ezewanyi, maybe yourself or someone else that is an Ezewanyi or an Ezewoke. What's the most supernatural thing you've seen someone physically do?
Like for somebody to talk to a grass, or for a grass to talk to you and you hear.
Grass?
Or maybe, yes, or maybe an animal talking to you. Not all spiritualists have that gift. It's a gift. Not all of them
You can
have
do
it.
that?
Yes.
Or you watch your grandfather. Did you see your grandfather do that as well?
My grandfather doesn't talk to grasses, but rather there's a spirit that normally come to him at midnight. So she'll just come down knock at the door. He'll just wake up, pick his machetes. The both of them are going. And when you open the door to look, you only see my grandfather going. You only see him. You can't see the spirit walking with him.
The spirit comes. How do you know there's a spirit there? Do you hear like a voice or?
Okay. Like for instance now, I just leave my grandfather in his room. So once it's sharp 1
in the night,
in the midnight, you just hear a drop on the ceiling, or probably on the zinc, because those days it was zinc. You just hear a drop, like maybe let's say stone just fell from up. You know the way it just drop. After some minutes, you just hear it rolling down the zinc till it gets to the floor. When it gets to the floor, there's this vibration. And then by that time now, if you open the door, the only reaction I do get then, because I myself, I'm not scared of anything. So whenever I hear that vibration, I open the door. If I open the door, I kind of get some wave in my body. And then I'll go back inside. I'll say, Mpa, you want any never? You're like, nobody there.
What is that? There's nobody there.
I'll just tell my grandfather that, Granddad, there's nobody outside. He'll say, nobody outside. Then it's okay. I'll come inside. I'll come inside. In a second, you just hear, just one knock, you just knock. You hear that, bo, and you hear Eke. I'll hear it and I'll
Is that his name, Eke?
Yes, his name is Ekopara. Meaning creator. That's his name. Then just hear it and I'll like, Mpa, I'm not organize you. So they're calling you outside. You're so cute. So then you see him. You wear his knicker, wear his polo, drop the wrapper, draw machetes. Oh yeah, follow me. If I follow him, he will come outside. He will knock at my grandmother's door. She opened the door. So yeah, go inside with her. You see him going. And then if I look, he's the only one going. But I know that I heard the voice. And it was that voice that he heard that made him to dress up. If not, when he had that vibration, he woke up. He only sat down. So it was as if he's waiting to hear something. Okay. And when he heard his name, he just wore his clothes, took me to my grandmother's room. And he's off till 7 a.m.
He will go at that 1 a.m. and come back by 7 a.m.
By 7. When he's back, he's very tired. He'll just tell me, see these ones, wash it, dry it. See these ones, go and cook it. This one, go and tell that man that give me palm wine to bring palm wine, soak it. This one, cook it with small stout. Cook this one with palm wine. I'll go and eat, take my bath. I want to sleep. People are coming here by 10 o'clock. When they come and wake me. You won't see him outside again. He has retired to his room. And then you see me getting busy with those things he asked me to do. So that was how he was operated. Before anybody come for any treatment, you will always come to him, take him to get roots and
that's the spirit. The spirit will come to him.
Yes, the spirit will come to him. He will go and get the roots and the herb. They'll give him the direction on how to prepare the medicine. Tell him the purpose why those people are coming. Tell him even the distance from which
where they are coming from.
They are coming from. So that's what his own spirit does for him. But in my own case now, they don't come and carry me to anywhere. All I hear is just their voices. I might pass where they have a lot of grass, and then you see that one talking to me. Except it's not medicinal. Maybe it's just ordinary grass. But once it's medicinal, you will see it call up to me. Sometimes you just tell me, psst. I look back, look front, nobody. You do it again. Say, look down, look down. I look down. Say, pick me. I say, pick you. For what? Say, my name is Do As I Say. Do As I Say. Say, yes. Anything you want, just take me. Then they'll start telling me, you can add me to this for this result. You can add me to this for this result. That's okay. In that case, I'll block you. But then I said, no, don't take me like that. Before you take me, give me hot and cola nut. Or give me native chalk. Before you take me. I said, why now? Why do I have to give you all those things now? Are you not a grass? You say no. Before every other person, I am a grass. But to you, I am not a grass. If you pluck me like that, I'm an ordinary grass to you. I can't do anything. But once you give me cola nuts, give me hot drink, you've activated me. I become a spirit. And it's the spirit that will do your bidding, not the grass. So that's what I'll do. After plucking it, wash me with salt and water. I said, why salt and water? He said, because of the urine. They urinated on me. Wash me with salt and water to neutralize the urine. And then I asked, okay, since I've picked you, do as I say. What am I going to tell you? And she said, whatever you like, whatever you want, just say it. I said, okay, I want you to follow me, and I want to give you to a woman. Whatsoever that may be her heart desire, just grant it to her. So the plant was like, okay, I know the woman. You know the woman? You say, yes. I said, okay, fine. So how would she use you? So she was like, okay, for do as I say, that she should pluck the leaves out of the stem. After washing it with salt, slice it. She should cook her together with, what is it called again? Pumpkin and water leaf. That she should cook her with those two leaves, dried catfish or fresh catfish. Any fish she's using should be catfish, either dried or fresh. And the meal is just for she and her husband, not giving anybody, not even the children. And they are all to finish it at a spot. After preparing, she just turned the whole soup inside a plate. The both of them should eat it. And that's it. I was like, wow. Just like that. She said yes. I said okay. I took the leave with me. So when I got home, I gave it to the woman. I gave her the instructions and she did it. Her husband that has left the house since so many months, he came back. When he came back, she prepared her food. And since ever then, he's been going and coming back, going and coming back, just as normal. So you see it. So those leaves, I don't prepare the remedy down. Except there is a work that needs that leaf. That is when you see those grasses talk to you. Except maybe the work you're doing now has nothing to do with any of them. They'll just let you be. But if it has anything to do with any of them, they will always talk to you. And all of them have time. They have time when they wake up, they have time when they sleep. So, like if you're using any of them, immediately you take it, you make use of it. That time you take it, it's still active. Anything that makes you to keep it, it might as well go to sleep. Sometimes it might as well die off, depending the kind of grass you're working with. If it is those for bath, for soaking, for drinking, those ones, you have the ones that can stay. They would even ask you to sun them. They will last you for like how many years. If it is the ones that can't stay, so you just take them since you need it that moment. You take it. Like there's this other one, stubborn grass. Like for somebody that when you sleep, you wake up, you don't remember where you dream. You tend to forget. You can use stubborn grass, or maybe someone that needs some kind of cleansing or needs to lose weight. Stubborn grass, whenever you uproot it, it must be 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning. That's when you uproot it. And after the uprooting, within 10 to 15 minutes, you started cooking it. It's still active. Except you're using it for maybe, since you can't remember whenever you dream, except you're using it for that purpose, that is when it can be dried. You just get it from the ground by that 6 a.m., giving it what you should give it, like hot drink, cola nut, depending on what the leaf requires from you. After giving it, you uproot it, wash it with salt and water, put under your pillow. Sometimes, whatever you're thinking in your mind, if you put it under your pillow, you go to sleep, it will come to you in your dream. If you've been thinking about it and it seems as if maybe you can't get solutions for it, if you put it under your pillow when you sleep, it will come to you in a dream. Then you intend to understand it. And then, of course, if you dream you can't remember, it will definitely help you to remember. Okay?
So people come to you for solutions, and you sometimes help them with these plans. How about, like, do you ever get prompted to actually go and find someone? Do you ever get told in name, okay, so and so person needs your help, you need to go and find them? Or you see someone and you be like, oh yeah, this person, you just get like a message for that person? Or is it just people that come to you that you focus on?
Yeah, sometimes they do send me to somebody, like the one, oh, this is
like a name and address
of recent. Yes, a woman in my compound, but my own. I leave very early in the morning, as early as 6 a.m. I'm out of the house, coming back by 7. So I don't really know the faces in my compound. So of recent, each time I sleep, there's this particular woman that do come to me in my dream. Of course, I know her name, her face in our compound, but I don't know her name because she newly packed in. So I'm rarely at home to even know her that much. But anytime I sleep, whether morning, whether afternoon, whether night, they'll bring her face to me. And I'm like, what's my business with this person? So the voice was like, she wants to come and see you for something bothering her. But she's looking at you that I'm a Yoruba woman. She's an Igbo lady. How do I tell her this? Would she help me? So she's kind of scared of coming to meet you, considering the tribal differences. So she's troubled, but why not you go and meet her? I said, go and meet her. What if she doesn't believe what I have to say to her, just like every other people I've come across in the time past? Just like, okay, for her to believe you now, her name is Ronke. That's her name. So when you go to her, you call her Auntie Ronke. You see whatsoever she's doing, she will leave it and give you audience. I was like, okay. That was immediately I woke up that afternoon. I just walked straight to her door. And she was outside washing clothes. I was like, good afternoon, Auntie Ronke. She said, yay. And I was like, what happened? He said, in this whole compound, even the landlord doesn't even know my name. Even the man I'm married to of recent, so they get a baby of 1 year, 4 months, he don't even know my name. It can't be you. How come? I said, well, the highest gossip we have in this life are spirits. There is nothing they cannot tell you. There is nothing. So don't be surprised. I don't know the reason why you've been coming to me lately in my sleep. So they asked me to come to you, that you're scared of coming to me. She said, yeah, she has been seeing me with a white bead Sometimes she will see me working for some people, tying white clothes, sometimes red and white. She knows that I'm into spiritual work, but she's considering whether I would answer her or not. She even planned on sending her daughter to me because she knows that I don't chase children away. I said, okay, here I am. What's the problem? She said the place where she's selling market, she don't understand what is happening there. At first, when she started 2 weeks ago, she was selling, and then at some point, she stopped making sales. She don't know what's the problem. That's one. And then number 2, she was okay since morning, but this afternoon, all of a sudden, her leg got swollen. And I was like, your leg? Let me see. And really, her legs were swollen. So she said she wanted to see me because of that. I said, okay, I'm coming. So I went back to my room, I made some consultations, and I asked, was this the reason why she's been coming to me in my sleep? And is this the reason why you sent me to her? She said, yes. It's okay. What do you want me to do? Because I don't know anything about swollen legs. How am I going to do it? You people called me for this work. I didn't choose myself. Left for me as a person. I like my simple life. I don't want wahala. But now call me. So what do? I said, okay, let her come. And I asked her to come. So her daughter held her by the hand. She was just limping the leg, managing herself to come. So when she came, I was like, okay, here she is. What am I to do? That same grass I prepared 2 years ago for a man that has stroke. That was when I prepared that one. I brought it according to their own, guidance. So I have some spiritual materials at home. So they were just, picking some things. Just picking. I mixed all of them and they asked me to massage that leg with it. I massaged it. And I was like, okay, after the massage, what else? Is she not going to drink anything? They were like, okay. After the massage, her early morning urine, she should drink it. And she was like, I said, that's the directive. You should drink your early morning urine, then this one, just use it. Massage yourself. She came to my house, that was around 12 a.m., midnight, precisely. So after that one, she left. Monday morning, I saw her. How are you? She said, fine. How is your legs? Fine. But the pain has reduced. I said, don't worry, it will go. Exact same time that afternoon when I saw her, exact that same time, she was okay. The swollen legs has gone. She was just busy jumping up and down. And that's it. So I only walk when I'm being given instruction. So that's it. But if you do anything aside that, you're working with your own power, not them.
Earlier when we started the interview, you mentioned a powerful man of God. Does that mean you acknowledge that there's power in Christianity?
Yes. God created even the water that we have today. He created the water, the sun, the air, the wind, even the ground upon which we are sitting today. So there is God that created it. So aside this our own worship and every other thing, there is a God. Okay? Even in our field, you're working for anybody, you're doing anything, you acknowledge God before you start. So that's just it.
Is that Chukwu, Chineke?
That is Chukwu Okike Abiama, the creator of the whole universe. So you acknowledge it. Then after God, that is when you have the next powerful one is water.
They say there's like hierarchy. It's not like they work
Yes.
together. There's
Yes.
hierarchy. So God.
After God, the next place now you get the water.
Water.
After the water, you get the land.
Land.
Yes.
Then which other one? Air. Fire, air.
You have water, you have land. Okay. Yes, now because haven't you seen a scenario whereby the ground will just open and swallow somebody? And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
So that's
the
to show
natural
that
disasters that happen like that, yeah.
Even the ground upon which we are seated has its own power. So there are people that are born with that power. They are the ones that knows how to operate with the ground.
So your practice, does it restrict you in any way? Say, it's safe to say you're here to like help whoever needs help through an alternative means that isn't like the traditional, that isn't like the conventional stuff that is out there right now. So does that restrict you in any way in terms of like people not accepting you, and in terms of like your love life? Does that have any impact whatsoever?
You know, when you are in this field, they tend to choose friends for you. Like before I started mine, I have a lot of friends. Lots of friends that I have, they don't really add value to my life. Rather, I add to theirs. But at the end of the day, they don't appreciate. I get hurt at the end of the day. But when I started my work, the reverse was the case, because those that I loved, those I called my friends, and those I see as an enemy, they became my friends. And the ones I love became my enemy. And I'm like, why? So it's like you yourself being a human can't see beyond your physical eyes. You only see with your physical eyes. So those that you love now are the ones that bring more harm to you, and you don't know. So they intend to take them away from you, give you new set of friends. And then when it comes to love life now, you cannot get married to a man that doesn't support your belief. I don't know if you're getting my point. Like if it is the Bible now, you hear something like light and darkness has nothing in common. Then you hear like give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, stuff like that. So that's how it is in the realm of the spirit. But that your spec now is not aligning with what you're doing. So definitely there will be a lot of problem. Like myself, for an example now, I was once married, I have 2 kids. So my husband is this one serious Christian. If you ask him to fast for like 30 days, dry fasting, he's ready. He would do it and even add extra 1 week or 2 weeks on top of the 30 days. Me now, right from my childhood now, this is my calling. You were like, fast. I don't hear. If you manage to do 1 week, 2 weeks, I don't back out. We'll start quarreling. You cannot fast. You cannot do it. If now midnight, you ready to do midnight from 1st of January to December 31st. Every day do midnight. Me, I go to sleep. Can't kick me for where I sleep. Can't do midnight. You see this prayer when they follow me, they pray. They cause me hindrance. They give me bad luck. You start complaining. Even to the extent it took me for a lot of deliverance. If I go deliverance finish, they cast and bind the finish. I come back after 1 week. I still there where I did. There was no peace in the house. Every day quarrel. We go quarrel, he go beat me. You not go even drop food money for house. He go outside, go flex himself. Come back, no food money. If you ask, she be they do business. Feed yourself, feed your children. You see this your calling. I want you to do it in the way of God. I want you to own a ministry. He even took me to a man of God. In fact, there are many. Many of them told me that you can do it in a church way. Like me, myself, I get this kind of your call, this kind of tradition, but I do them in a church way. I said, how? He said, okay. If you initiate yourself now after your initiation, after your ordination, you now come back to Lagos, you open church, you start running ministry. Then when you go back to your house, you have inner chamber where you go to give thanks, where you go to pray. And I'm like, if I'm to comprehend what you're saying, that means serving two masters. And I believe your Bible says you can't serve two masters. Okay? If I want to serve God, I go face God. If I want to do tradition, I go face tradition. We've gone to a lot of places where they told my husband that in the realm of the spirit, your wife is higher than you. And if you want the both of you to enjoy maximum peace in your marriage, is it that you come down to her, believe what she's doing, give her the support she needs, you see yourself coming up. He said, God forbid, how can a man be under a woman? Not that your wife will be controlling you, but just give her that. He said, lie. The man said, if you can't do it, that means no peace. We've lived for how many years? No peace. Every day beating, fighting, quarreling, separate, come back, separate, come back, separate, come back. And it got to a point and I'm like, I'm done. That was how I quit. But ever since I started my work, the man in my life right now, he is not as rich as my husband. But if it is in terms of I want to eat, I need this, he would give it to me. And since we've been together for about 4 years now, there have been no quarreling, no misunderstanding. He is always with me to carry out the task. If I'm going to the waters now, he's going with me. He helped me carry some things. We'll go to the water together. Even when people come to see me, I'm to, do spiritual work on them. He's there with me. Except that he travels, because he travels. Except he travels that he's not around, I would walk it alone. But if it is that pertains to a man, maybe bathing the man in the river or in the sea, whatever, I would wait for him to come back. I will only prepare the things he will use in bathing the man. He would bathe the man. If it is for a woman, I'll do it. And most of the times when my queen mother is around, she speaks in our dialect. That's through me, because I'm having crowd in my room. So she can't appear to the crowd. Of course, they can't see her. So she can't appear to them. She would only speak through me, thereby possessing my whole body. So whenever she's speaking with that dialect, if he's around, he's the one to interpret to the people, especially when they are not Igbos. So he's the one to interpret. And after the interpreting, when she must have left, I'm always unconscious. So he's the one to take me probably maybe to the bed or maybe back to my chair for me to regain consciousness. Or maybe because whenever she's around or she's in me, I intend to move around, because that's how she carries me around. So he's always there to guide me, make sure I don't fall, make sure I don't get injured until I must have gained my consciousness. So tell me, when you're with somebody that doesn't support you, would he do that?
Of course not.
He wouldn't do it. But because he's not a spiritualist like me, he's not a native doctor, nothing, but he believes in it, he believes in tradition. He gave me his full support. Okay? So since he is doing that, as well, whenever he's not around, they go with him, they protect him.
What situation would you need your queen mother to... Is that like being in trance? What you're explaining, is that like being in trance?
No, not in trance. Like
She just comes and physically possesses you.
As-
What would lead to that? Why would she come and do that when she
Okay.
can't talk to you physically?
like as we are speaking now, maybe somebody can just come like, I want you to check my history or maybe my family. As in a question that sometimes you check to use as if it's not clear. That's when you ask for her help. She can tell me, okay, do this to the mirror, and you watch it there. Sometimes the person might just come now and say, I don't want you to check anything on the ground for me with what you used to check. I want to speak to your mother one-on-one. I want her to tell me, I want to ask her a question for her to answer me, for her to tell me what to do. And I'm like, okay. Then I have to call out her spirit. So when I call out her spirit, that is when she possesses me to talk to the person. Okay? Because they are more than, sometimes they can come like 3 people. They'll be sitting down. So everybody is watching, everybody is listening. So she cannot come to them like that because it is not all that have the grace to see her. Especially when you are not her messenger. You can't see her like that. So that's when she will talk through me. You only get to know that there is another person between us or in our midst. Because the voice now that will speak to you is not my voice.
Wow.
It's not my voice.
So your voice physically changes?
My voice will change physically. And it will be in our dialect. Not even in our general Igbo dialect.
Like old.
There's another dialect she uses. Because it's my guy that is explaining this thing to me. He was like, the kind Igbo way they speak, if the son no be real Igbo man, I no go hear her. I said, And how do you know that she was the one speaking? And he was like, before she possessed you, or immediately she possessed you, everywhere was just so quiet, as if na cemetery with you. And her voice was slow and calm. So I was like, he will now be the one now telling me all the message she gave to that person. And if there is any work to be done on that person,
she will tell you as well.
He will be the one now telling me, because I'm the one being used here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I can't hear what she's saying. Me, myself, I can't hear what she's saying. And I can't even remember anything. So he will be the one to tell me that this is what she said. Even when I do this our alpha, and I tell somebody this, as the message is coming, you see after there, you where I give the message, if you don't remember, you're on your own.
What would you say to people that are maybe doing this in secret? And like I'm sure a lot of people come to you, but they wouldn't want people to know they come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say to those type of people? And what are some of like the misconceptions about your practice that you like to correct? Maybe that has been influenced by maybe Nollywood or by like word of mouth. What would you? Is there anything you'd like to correct, or any message you'd like to pass to people that actually practice what you practice, but maybe in secret?
If you go to the river to ask for a child and the river gives you that child, your thanksgiving should be at the river. You go back there with thanks. If you pray to God for a child, God gives you a child, you go to the church for thanksgiving. That is how it's been done. So many people have put themselves into problem with all these things they are doing, feeling that they are wise. Just like somebody I worked for recently, the guy was like, where he supplied market, they don't want to pay him. I should help him work so that they will pay him. And they will still call him for more contract. Which I did the work. He made the vow that he would drop 2 male hen, 2 male cock, 2 female hen. I did the work. Of course, they paid him. Still call him for another contract. Okay, now, time to come back now. He has already gone to 3 different places before coming to me. Now the money is being paid now. He doesn't know the altar that answered that prayer. He's now confused of, okay, which one I want to thank? Which one I don't want to thank? Because I went to him one-on-one. He was like, I go see you. I went back to my temple. Okay, what's the problem with this guy? Now they showed me that he went to 3. I'm the 4th person. Now he's confused among the 4 of us. Which temple now? Answer. That is why I don't tell anyone thank you. Enjoy day for fence there. So it's good to face one. If now God, you face her. If your answer come to you, say now God. If you get problem, you go back to your pastor, you go to your church. If now water, if na Ezewanyi, if na native doctor, you get to, you face her. Many where your problem they come, you wrong, go back there. You go find your solution. Let me say you there here. At the end of the day now, you can't get problem. You don't know whether na the native doctor where you go, I been at the church where you go. And most at times, this native work, you know, when you pray to God after all those mistakes you've made. Please forgive me, this and that. God will attempt to tamper justice with mercy. But in tradition, it's not like that. If you default, you've defaulted. You only have to wait for your consequence. That's just it. Wait for the consequences of your action.
Wow.
That's tradition for you. So you dealing with tradition, you have to be sincere to yourself and to every other person. Even those misleading people, telling you this, telling you that, you yourself, for example, like this now that I'm Ezewanyi, I will just tell you now that, okay, go and sleep with any girl you like, go and do this. I'm misleading you because not all girls are human beings. Many are from the water on a mission to destroy. Many are out for a lot of things, and you're going to sleep with any girl will come your way now. You're attracting many negative energy to yourself that is not good for your own health, your own spirit, that would destroy you. So I am misleading you. Me as an Ezewanyi now telling you, okay, because you know they get contract, you bring baby of 1 month, let's sacrifice the baby, dog will open for you. You sacrifice that baby because you feel that I know more than you. So I'm telling you the right thing, not knowing that I'm misleading you. You see other things you're doing, your own time is counting. When your own cup don't full, then the ones where you deserve go show you say, we pass you.
So you definitely think that's a no-no, and there are consequences for people that do that?
Yeah, sure. You know, when you're not called, you intend to do things your own way. Especially those that learn it. So they do pay heavy sacrifice to keep it. My own call now is based on nature. If it is leaves, plants, go to the water. Highest offering I take to the water is a fowl. Either female or male or goat. That's the highest offering I offer to them. And then the remaining one may be biscuits, sweets, or fruits. But you see, when somebody is telling you sacrifice a newborn baby or sacrifice a virgin, that has become ritual, all in the name of tradition. Tradition cannot ask you to stain your hands. Even ordinary, the one with them make a cripple person, I tell them, oh, madam, my gift is natural. I know go learn them, I know go acquire them. I know if you cripple person, I know if you blind person. The highest I can do is, if you send them come meet me, I go repackage them for you. Send them back. That is back to sender. But I know if you just did now, so I won't cripple somebody. Because me myself, I cannot create a finger, talk more of a whole human being. Then can't they deform the person for you? Now you know what you and the person get to. I know they there. And I cannot, because I want to please you, displease
your deity.
My deity. I can't do that, because by the time I go need their help, where they go run, leave me, you cannot help me. So I can't do that. That's me for you. The woman was like, okay, I will add to the money. I said, the money no be the problem. But I may end up doing this for you, and then at the end of the day, my gift is gone. Now I go still laugh me. Now God know wetin they don't commit, where they don't collect the power from him. But now your work, what they do, carry me go level what they. So you don't see now.
So in conclusion, you believe, regardless of everybody's practice or regardless of what religion you practice, you should still keep your hands clean, and you should stick to where you are, like what you already follow. And while sticking to what you follow, do not try to harm other people.
Yes.
That's basically what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, because anybody that wants to be truthful and honest should act according to what he or she is doing.
Principles.
You get many people now, you hear, like a guy told me that in pump and play. Ezewanyi, them all of them be a shower. Sorry to say this, but he is saying what he believes he has seen, or maybe what people tell him when he hear. But that's not the truth. Everybody have their own way of life. Like for me, you get many years and whenever you go see now, they go carry dread, of course. Even those where they're not born with dread, they'll carry dread. You go see them now, they go put cowries all over, they will look scary. Many of them, they choose to dress that way. Like for me now, except those who know my calling and what I am now. Otherwise, many people just see me say, all this bead na costume. Many people say, so na costume. But now only few now you know say, okay, see what they do. And many years ago now that sleeps that way, they intend to collect something from those men they sleep with like that. Those are the ones that I tell you that they acquire power. Maybe they see that there's money in this. People doing it, or they are cashing out. So they self then go join. So maybe the task they gave to them is that you must be sleeping with different men. Any guy that you look now, you see that he has a good aura. You sleep with him. You collect what he have. You join it to your own. That doesn't mean that all Ezewanyi
are like that.
They are the ones that are true Ezewanyi. Same thing with pastors. You have the true ones. You have the ones that sleep with all their members and every newcomer in their church. So you don't, because of this one, live this kind of life. You say that everybody live the same life. No, they don't.
That's insightful. All of this you've said, and thank you so much, because a lot of things you've said here today, maybe I've heard it before, but I'm hearing it from the horse's mouth, and it's something to really make you think and see things from your own point of view. Thank you so much for honoring my invite. Thank you so much for coming and spending the day with us here.
Very much welcome.
Thank you so much. You've heard it from the horse's mouth. Ezewanyi Ekema sharing all the knowledge she has with us, and also talking about some of the misconceptions, some of the do's and don'ts, and her own personal belief on the spirituality she practices. Thank you so much, and have a great day, I would say.
Thank you very much for having me.